Okay. Let's find out why this is not being placed. If I randomize it again... Hello everybody and welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival. I'm KnowItAllDM. How's everybody doing today? Today I am working on still working on the shipwrecked scenario, trying to flesh out a few more odds and ends and some bugs. And so I figured... Alright. If I just take everything back to how it was before I started working on it today. Let's just go ahead and delete all these and then randomize the seed again. Hey, why is it not letting the large temple spawn? That's what I'm wanting to know. So, was this a problem I was having before I started messing with it today? Yes, still could not be placed. Grr. Because this should be... This should be the large temple, but for some reason, it is not, and the large temple is nowhere to be found. Hey, and this is back to the original before. Okay. It says could not be placed. I don't know why, because it should be the first one to be placed. Hey. Okay. Let's just reduce the number of possible POIs. I want to keep the buried treasure, the deep secrets, the crashed ships. Let's get rid of this and those. So the only thing left hostile is the drone base and the oceanic ones. Come on, let me do things. There we go. Okay, let's do that. Let's randomize this. Let's see if the large temple is spawning now. Okay, large temple is spawning now. So, let's add back these. Paul Kelly, welcome to the stream. Okay. So the large temple spawns with that. Let's add everything back the way it was. Hold on. There is a way, I think. Here is important. I think this might force the POI to spawn regardless of anything else. So if I put this here, is important true, because that's the only truly important one. I don't really care if the drone base spawns. Some might not. I don't care. But now that I've got that there, let's try a few seeds, make sure that the thing spawns. Hold on. There we go. Now you guys can see what I'm doing out here. So I added is important here to this line so that it should always spawn the large temple. Okay, so it did spawn it. Let's try a couple more seeds. Let's go ahead and just delete those tests. I think I'm going to do 2 random seeds. And if both of them have the large temple, I'm not going to worry about it, because now that I've got the is important in there, it should always spawn it. And I might have to do that for some of the other play fields. Possibly. All right, so that one spawned. Just delete you. And if this next one has the large temple spawn in it, then I'm just going to keep going from there. Frederick Hitchcock, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me today. And large temple is still there. Okay. Is there any islands in here? No. Okay, that's fine. Let's God mode it. Okay, so now that I've got that there, that I've got that part done, I wanted to show off a little bit of what I'm doing. Wind Mask, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us today. Let's get a little out of the way so that we're not being attacked by drones. Let's just, jump way over to here. They may come join us eventually, but what I want to show off is not so much with this map, but with this map. So you'll notice that there's a few other things you can see here. If I go sectors reveal, la da da da, this scenario now has a solar system. Now, the solar system is made, I specifically determined the distances and the links of the things so that they will be it's the same every time, because it's not a random one. But I made it so that you can go between these 4, including the primary planet, using just a small vessel with warp drive. In these other sectors, really? Come here. Come here. I don't like things interrupting me. This is more fun. There. So, in these 3, there are randomized resources. So it's got a good chance that you'll have some of the common to intermediate resources. And on Oceania, or in the Oceanic orbit, there's always iron, silicon, copper, or iron, silicon, cobalt, and promethium. So you can always, if you go into space, make a decent vessel because you've got iron, silicon, copper, or cobalt. And on the moon, there's always iron, silicon, copper, cobalt, all this. So you can make a capital vessel in this place. It may not be the best one because there's not a lot of sathium apart from what you find in the ocean of Oceania. But the capital vessel will at least be able to have a warp drive and warp you from place to place. Now, the other places you can link using the capital vessel, first 2 places are 2 tropical planets. Now, the 2 tropical planets vary in size from size 2 to size 4, and so they're never as big as the size 5 Oceania, but they always have a basic temperature average of about the same as the main planet. The gravity's, the same randomization, and the radiation 0, atmosphere is breathable. It's basically a miniature version of Oceania. And the planets are called Atlantia and Tropica. Random names I just came up of. And then you've got the Artania asteroid field and the Paciphia asteroid field. And then Sector 271 and Sector 193, which has no asteroid fields, but could theoretically randomly have some bases in them. And then down here, you've got the Ghost Asteroid Field. Now, what is the Ghost Asteroid Field, you may ask? Good question. Hey. There we go. The Ghost Asteroid Field, as you can see by the map, has a lot of enemies in it. This is the location of the enemy Ghost Stronghold, the Ghost Rider Hideout. It's basically the orbital spire, but I've recolored it and changed some of the lights so that it appears to be a Ghost Rider base. Additionally, it is surrounded by Ghost Rider satellites, always. So, now is that? No, that's just one. It looked like sort of like 2 in 1, but... So, as you can tell, attacking this thing will be difficult. In addition to that, around the playing field, around the play field, there are occasionally these Ghost Rider cruisers. Now, these, along with a couple of others, take the place of freighters in this scenario. So in all the play fields where you would normally find freighters, you can find Ghost Rider cruisers, Ghost Rider scouts, and this is the orbital play fields. The orbital drone base is the cruiser. As you can see, it's launching drones. And these are all throughout this sector as well as in other sectors. And of course, there are resource asteroids in the Ghost Asteroid Field. But so you've got Ghost spaceships fighting, that will fight against you in this asteroid field. Now, I wanted this to be a field in the middle, not an asteroid ring. I don't know why it became a ring. I'll have to take a look at that and find out. But Let's see what we got down here. Is this another satellite? Yeah, here's another random Ghost Rider satellite. And up here is a Ghost Rider Raider. This is one of the smaller ships that could appear instead of cruiser. You'll also notice that they go pretty fast. They can go anywhere between 20 and 40 meters per second as their max speed. So I'm going to see if I can... let's go back to Shipwrecked Playfields. Where is it? Space Orbit Spire Dynamic. Now, I want this asteroid field to just be the basic asteroid field. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste this here. So it should always just be asteroid field. That's the base asteroid field. So if I reloaded this scenario, this will be the asteroids in the middle. It'll probably re-randomize those a little bit and make the asteroids closer to the interior, which is more what I wanted. This playfield also has the largest concentration of drones, as you can see on the map with all the red dots. So, this is the only place that you can find Zascosium and Erestrum asteroids consistently. As you see in here, the orbits of the others can have Erestrum and all those, but it's like a 0.05% chance, I believe. Something like that. And so the last sector that I want to show you is the temple field. Now, right now, the temple field is kind of barren, but I'm going to show it to you from a unique perspective. So let's just teleport back to Oceana's moon. As you guys know, to get to the moon, since you on Oceana can only build hover vessels, to get to the moon, you have to teleport here through the temple, through the large temple, which is why it was important that I keep it as important in the primary thing. Now, there's these stealth outposts all over the place. Ooh, that one's a little more sunken than I would have liked. But hey, I mean, what can you do? Anyway, so I need to find the large temple. Let's just do map. Somewhere on here, there should be two things. There's the large alien temple, and somewhere should be the regular alien temple. I don't know. Let's do... Is there no regular alien temple? There's a regular alien temple. 1609. Okay, so here is the regular alien temple. This is where we would come to this playfield from Oceana. Would come here, would be able to come in and out here, and it looks like the drones that would be around here are gone, which is fine. So we would have to go from up here down to here, which isn't hard because this is a whatchamacallit? This is a whatchamacallit, regular, small, tiny, itty bitty level 2 playfield. So what we've got here is we've got the large alien temple. And as you can hear, the large alien temple has enemies in it. Now, with the large alien temple, you can enter either here or over here. Either way is perfectly fine. Being that it is an alien admin, only certain things can be destroyed. There is oxygen in here, so I'm just going to go through this, you know, without worrying about armor, even though the radiation will probably kill me. So the main thing you have to worry about when you get down here, you'll notice there's a lot of Xerax and a lot of Talon Guardians. Well, there goes the Xerax. and you can blow up the spawners. I'm not going to worry. Well, let's... Yes, let's just kill everything. And as you notice, it's easy to accidentally aggro the Talon Guardians, as I was not meaning to do that when I blew up their spawner. Okay, so y'all done? Okay, so once you get to this point in the middle, you have to fight this armored golem, and then you can actually go downstairs. Now, from this point on, almost everything you see will be alien and no oxygen. So all the walls here are alien walls and everything, but when you finally get down here, there are, again, both Talon Guardians and Xerax, as well as 2 armored golems for you to take out. Now, that's not a big deal. I mean, for someone who's gotten to this point, you should have no problems taking those out. Now, down here at the very bottom, there is oxygen, just not in that tower. So you come through here, and you've got this. And this will take you to space. Now here, there's no oxygen, there's no gravity. There will be gravity, but for the moment, there's no gravity. And all it is an observation port. Now, this observation port is, I'm going to have to change that ring too. This observation port is supposed to overlook a large space-borne alien temple. And, well, it doesn't, because I haven't finished making it yet. But this sector has a lot of resources. It consistently has, you know, iron, cobalt, copper, silica, neodymium, and sathium. So it's got a lot of resources consistently. And if you'll notice on the map, the only way to actually get here apart from teleporting, and teleporting only brings you to here, and there's no way out of here, so you just have to teleport back. The only way to get to the temple field apart from teleporting is to, if it'll finally get me there, is to warp from either the Pacifica asteroid field or the Tropica asteroid field, and from there you cannot warp back. So if you make the mistake of taking a small vessel from here to there, you're done. Yeah, you can't get out unless you build a capital vessel, which is the reason all the stuff needed to build a capital vessel exists in the temple field. So you can gather the stuff to build a capital vessel to warp yourself out. Now, you would have to warp to here. So you'd have to have, you know, 25, 26 AU, which it's, I think, a little bit further than you can actually do, because I think 25 is the most. Actually, you should be able to have more than 25 pentaxids, so you should be good getting to here. If not, I'll just have to tweak that a little bit closer. But anyway, and I stepped backwards through the teleporter. Yay! But anyway, that's what I've been doing on the past week. Let me see. That is Space Temple Field Dynamic. Let's take this and do that, and then we should be good with that. Okay. So, now that we have that, I wonder if I can get this to spawn anywhere closer up. And yeah, as you can see, this is all alien material as well. But now that we have that, I want to show you what I've done the past couple of days working on the final temple, the final dungeon for this game. Now, or for this scenario. Now, I considered doing it reverse from what I normally do. Normally, I do it from how you enter down to the boss room. This one, I started with the boss room. Now, of course, nothing's been textured, and everything is just the basic alien thing. There are no lights, there's no decorations, it's just the basic room. But, let me see, I need to reset it. Okay, so I've got it reset. This is how it would be trigger-wise when you enter the base. Now, there would be walls around here, which is, you know, I'll be working on. It's not going to be a giant square. More than likely, I'm going to cut some of this off and sort of like round it out and whatever. But this is just basically how I started. So what you're going to do is you're going to end up coming down to here from above. So like you'll enter the temple like up here somewhere. And you'll work your way down, fighting through enemies, fighting through enemies, fighting through enemies. Down to this level, you'll fight through enemies, and you'll finally make your way down to here. Then from here, you'll have a choice to come down on this side or this side. And either way, you'll come down here and come through here, and you'll be able to see this giant door that will not open. Now, since it's an alien admin, you can't manually open them. So you're going to have to find a way to open that door, or to otherwise get into the boss room, which you can see around through here. Now, this level has, yeah, there's trapdoor there, which you'll eventually be able to open, but there are windows that you can see in the boss room all around this thing here. And you'll end up noticing eventually that there are little things up here that you can come up and activate. And you'll fly around going from one to the next to the next. That's one. That's two. And over here is going to make 3. And then finally, you'll come back around this way to this one and hit this one. Bang! That's number 4. Now, what do they do? You don't know until you look around. So you're going to go looking around saying, hey, what did this do? Oh, look, these doors are open and there's a pit here. What do we do with this pit? How do we get Oh, yeah, we can jetpack. Jetpack up. Jetpack over, and, well, nothing, because these doors won't open. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do to open these doors yet. But that's the easy thing to figure out because, well, I say easy. That's the relatively simple thing to figure out right there. But there is another way to get in. Remember that door that I showed you? Well, if you remember that you can jetpack, you can get up to these corners. Now, these corners, of course, are going to have like grates or something over them that you can shoot out, but it'll be sort of blended in rather than just open like that. And you can come through here, over to here. Now, you'll come over to here, you'll be like, oh, there's the door. There's the lever, pachink, and you'll get fired upon by 4 turrets aiming right at you because you wouldn't have noticed these because they would have blended in with the ceiling. Now the door's open and you're being shot at. You're like, oh no, let's turn it off. It won't turn off. Okay, just run away. So you come out of its line of fire and you're safe. Then you come back over to this way. You go, oh, now we can enter the boss room. Yay! What do we get to fight? A turret. And the doors close and won't open. And now you have to run around fighting this turret. Now, why do you have to fight the turret? Well, because the turret is right underneath the core. So in order to get over to here, you're going to have to fight the core, or to fight this thing to, you know, take out the core. I'm also considering like finding a way to put like turrets up here that you have to take out as well. But so that's basically the boss room of this final thing. I got to damage it once, otherwise you'll never be able to damage it. But so you're going to have to end up fighting that, and at the same time, there are going to be Xerax and Talon Guardians and Armored Golems all spawning around you. So, so yeah, you'll have to like come to here, avoid the turret, kill the Xerax that are fighting you, and maybe, you know, use your jetpack to fly around while staying out of line of sight of the turret while killing the Xerax. I'm also going to put obstacles and stuff around here that you can hide behind and avoid things. Like, you know, I'll probably put something like, I don't know, like, where is it? Like this, you know, like I might put this like here and there with like one of these like that or something to make it where you can like sort of avoid lots of shots and stuff, but it's not really the best cover because the Xerax can come around. Yeah, it'll be stuff like that where you can, so it'll be doable, but a lot easier if you're in a team or, you know, playing multiplayer. So, so that's what I've been doing in this scenario. Once I get this final temple completed and put into the game, then I'll publish it. Hopefully that'll be in the next, you know, week or so. But that's what I've been doing with this game. Now, there is another scenario that I've been working on besides this one and the Dark Heart scenario. You may have seen it when I was flipping through this several times. Its working title is called Tempest. And the premise of this is, instead of a starting location, everybody starts with a specific class, which will start you with specific equipment. As you progress through the storyline, you get additional equipment that matches that class. It doesn't stop you from learning the blueprints and stuff for, say, you know, for any of the materials or whatever, and building your own stuff, but it does limit you to, like, it gives you advanced starts, and as you progress through the storyline, it encourages you, I should say, to maintain your role as, say, a soldier, an engineer, a guardian, a medic, scout. So as you can see with this, engineer is the thing that has you start on when you first come to here. And the reason for that is because it's the lowest alphabetically. That's the only reason. But engineers, an engineer is skilled in building and repairing structures and vehicles, as well as crafting items on an as-needed basis. Engineers begin play with light armor, a pistol, and some useful tools, including a portable constructor, multi-tool, and drill. Now the drill is really good because it allows you to dig in the ground, which there's very few deposits going to be in here because it's going to be a storyline driven campaign, but the ones that are in there, you know, would be good. But there's also going to be some POIs, some mission-based POIs that are partially buried, that you could use a drill to dig through from one area to another, whereas without a drill, you couldn't. But I've barely started on this one, but I wanted to show you what I've done. So we're not going to start as an engineer. We're going to start as a soldier, but I want to go through the classes for you real quickly. The Guardian is a master of defense and close quarters combat. They bring the fight to the enemy and can heal themselves when the fight gets too tough. They begin play with heavy armor, a pistol, shotgun, and health packs. That's basically it. They're basically a, hey, I'm in your face, I'm shooting your face, now you hurt me, now I'm healed, kind of thing. They're a tank. That's what they are for you MMO people. Then you've got the medic, which is effectively your out of combat healer, because there's really no way in combat to heal apart from your own medicine. So you can't heal someone else right now. But what medics do is they provide a group with the medicines and stuff that they would need. So that's why it's recommended for co-op only, because you only have a pistol to start with. Now, as they go along, as you can see, it's got this medical station here. All classes will gain special equipment that they can add to hover vessels or small vessels or capital vessels as the storyline progresses, as they are needed. And you'll see that in the little test I'm going to show off. The scout begins play with light armor, a pistol, a sniper rifle, a motorbike, and useful tools such as a detector. So they begin play with a detector, with a motorbike. They can ride out, find the POIs you need, and come back. Let you know where they are. And then finally we have the soldier. The soldier begins play with pistol, shotgun, assault rifle, and sniper rifle, and is equipped with medium armor. Everybody, I don't know if they do it now, but everybody will end up starting with at least one trail ration based on difficulty of start. And everybody will begin with a tent. Like everyone already begins with a tent, because if you're playing single player, you're like, oh, it's dark, I just want to skip through this. Throw a tent down and do it, And so the reason I'm going to go through as a soldier is because it's the only one I've got the PDA set up for. So that's the basics of it. So, and whether you start it as co-op or regular start, it will start you automatically in the quest line. Now, you may be asking, how did you get it so you start with different classes but on the same planet? Well, here's the thing. You don't really start on the same planet. You all start on an identical, barren, uneventful planet in the middle of the solar system that links to absolutely nothing, and they're called soldier, medic, etc., etc., etc. You're also inside of this POI, which is completely dark, so that you wait a second and your thing starts up. Okay, so the basics of this is you're part of a group of the United Coalition of Humanity, or Federation, whatever they call it. And this is after Empyrion. This is after everything. And of course, provided that Empyrion doesn't say, oh, and the humanity ascends to a plane above mortalness or whatever. But yeah, it takes place somewhere in the galaxy. And soon after entering the atmosphere of the planet Wexlorn, you are responding to a not so much a distress call, but a colony called New Eden has been hasn't had any updates in like the past week. So you're going down to see what's up. Soon after you enter the atmosphere of the planet, your shuttle came under attack by an unknown enemy. The last thing you remember seeing before you pass out was the pilot's console exploding as the shuttle crashed into the planet's surface. Activate the nearby teleporter to regain consciousness and begin your first mission. Mission details: locate and investigate the abandoned settlement. That'll be changed to New Eden. I need to change the name of that in the thing here. But anyway, let's go. So with my equipment, I've got these. And if I just turn around, there's the teleporter right there. Now, I'm working on a way to make it so that when you teleport to this shuttle, because that was a little character creation breaking the fourth wall type thing right there, where you have to activate the teleporter to regain consciousness, etc., etc. I'm working on a way to get it so that this teleporter isn't here, but rather like upside down here. So you begin on top of it, and then there's this little panel over top of it, so you don't see the teleporter when you teleport into this crashed shuttle. So anyway, so everyone's shuttle will or everyone's teleporter will teleport to this same place right here. So as you saw when it popped up, it said, "Be careful, there are enemies nearby. Be ready to defend yourselves." Once I finish Mission 1, Ambush, which it might get renamed to like Mission 1, New Eden, or whatever, I will end up with a Tier 2 assault rifle and more ammo for all my weapons. You can hear the Xerax nearby. And there's an exit here, and there's an exit here. Now, the actual shuttle that I built, like what I did for this POI here, is I took the crashed shuttle wreckage. I rebuilt it into a fully functional capital vessel. And then I crashed it and wrecked it back into a base. So I sort of, hey, look, it's a base. Let's turn it into a capital vessel. Let's make it back into a base. But I did that so that it would look like this. Now, for those of you who will possibly, you know, play with some of my other things that include that capital vessel shuttle, you'll be like, oh, look, there's a ramp lever here. This lever should put out the ramp so we can get down. No, it doesn't. It just explodes. So anyway, you come out here. You can either get out this way or, you know, like I said, through the door, which is now dead. And for the soldier, there are 2 Xerax that spawn in the general vicinity. For the Guardian, there are going to be 3, and for the other classes, there's going to be only 1. So the main thing I want to do is find and take out these 2 Xerax before they, do that and start shooting at me. Okay. Now that I've taken them out, I didn't have to take them out for the game or whatever, but I just did that so they don't bother me, and to get their ammunition, which is good for my assault rifle. So now we're on New Eden, which is going to be the name of the planet, and I'm going to rename that to like New Eden Main Colony or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to rename the planet from Wexlorn to New Eden, and but for now, this is what it's called. So, now that we're on here, I could go ahead, make a tool, and just do my own thing until, you know, whatever. But it's a story-driven game. So, I'm going to try to get to New Eden on foot. I'm going to gather up a few resources that might be helpful, like medicinal herbs and things that I can turn into healing, etc., because that's a thing. Food and medical supplies are in low, what do you call them? They're not readily available right now. And I'm getting the survival tool so that I can grab some of the surface rocks. Now, the primary surface rocks in the area are going to be iron and copper. There's not going to be a whole lot of silicon around unless the biome outside of the starter biome is different. Now, I might rename the starter biome just to not break the content, like not break the immersion, and I'll just rename it, you know, Savannah Edge, or some, you know, Mini Savannah or something like that. So we're gonna head over this way towards the settlement. It'll probably be like New Eden Primary Settlement or something. I don't know. And there is a single silicon deposit that is always around this settlement here. It's small. I could probably make it smaller just because actually, I'm not positive how to make it smaller. But on the entire planet, there's only 2 silicon deposits, 3 iron deposits, 1 copper deposit, and 2 promethium. And I might even reduce that so that there's no random deposits and that they're all that they're all positioned near POIs, like story POIs. All right, there's New Eden. It looks like the colony has suffered an attack. So we're going to get here. It says search New Eden. Well, I don't know what to search. Let's just hop in here. Okay. So here's the colony, right? And first things you always want to search are the primary buildings. So we've got medical here. Looks like power's still on, which is a good thing because I can use medical. Okay, adrenaline shots and some bandages. Let's restock our oxygen. So it doesn't look like the place was actually taken out completely, but that, you know, some of it was, you know, it was attacked, but there are no people here. But the automation is still working. Now, some of these things you can't access, but you can access the constructor and the repair station. So if you need it, you can. There's a few cargo boxes around the area that you can actually activate as well and actually loot. But for the most part, that's it. So we've got power in here, and we're going to search around. But there's no more power. Blast! The power has gone out. There should be some override switches around the colony. Find them and turn them on to repower the base. So we've got to activate override switches now to turn the base back on. Now, the thing shuts down once someone enters this room here. It waits 10 seconds, then shuts down the power. And so in order to turn the power back on, you've got to find your way around and activate these 4 override switches. Now, the 4 override switches are on the furthest reaches of the base. So basically you have to explore the entire thing. Exploring it isn't hazardous right now. I don't have any enemies spawning in it yet. But I'm considering having desert creatures spawn once you turn on like certain things, or like, I don't know. I mean, I might have like a spawner over here somewhere hidden. I don't know. That'll spawn like just basic desert creatures. But so you've got to come around turning these on. There are armor lockers in case you find better armor or armor mods. And there's a cargo box we can loot. I forget which ones you can and cannot loot. Now in here, so far, I've made it so that every building you can loot the fridges. Because if you don't do it quick enough, the stuff in there will spoil. And I made it so you can loot all the bathroom vanities. I might change that so that only a few of them can be looted. Possibly by, like, with the refrigerators, having them, like, fallen over or something so that they're not working anymore. And, like, with the vanities, I might have it so that, I don't know, the door to the bathroom doesn't open, or I don't know. But, so the point is, you search this place. I'm not going to search everything because I'm not going to need it long term. As opposed to once the thing is fully completed. But so, oh, that's not where I need to go. I need to go. No, that is where I need to go, because that was just that one. There are 2 more switches over there and here. So if I come up here and then over here, there are these switches in here. And I just need to activate switch 1, which is over in that other one. And the way I've got it set up, and I'm going to have the whole thing set up, is that even if you are playing this co-op, and let's say you've got a group of 4, since activating things and the PDA stuff is often done by switches, by triggers and such, the things will activate for everyone simultaneously, provided you're at the same area. Finally, New Haven has power again. There don't appear to be any survivors, but perhaps the colonial logs can tell us what happened. Look for a functioning data terminal to see if you can retrieve the logs. Banjo, yeah, welcome to the stream. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. I probably do that every time, but yeah. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me today. So there's a functioning data terminal. Once you're within, I believe, 25 meters of it, you can see it. And we can come up here and da-da-da. And there's a whole thing for you to read right here. So, the colony's logs are badly damaged. Audio message started. Female voice. Sir, long-range sensors have detected an alien vessel entering the systems. It appears to be log damaged. And then, a few minutes later, same female voice. The alien ship has entered the atmosphere. Should we call for backup? Male voice. Not yet, Lieutenant. It's possible they're only here to log damaged unless they prove hostile. We should contact log damage, inform them. Eddie Ed, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us today. I'm just going through some of my custom scenario stuff to start with. So I'm glad you could join us. The log continues. Log damaged 1 kilometer away. Log damaged. New male voice. Security alert. Log damaged. Forces are incoming. Log damaged. Log damaged. Invading the settlement. Log damaged. Being slaughtered. Sending distress call. Log damaged. Communications antenna have been destroyed by log damaged. Evacuation in progress. We must warn the other. Log damaged. Incoherent weapons fire and screaming. Log damaged, log destroyed. More gunfire and streaming, log destroyed. Eerie silence. Log damaged. More silence. Log end. It appears New Eden was attacked with by some kind of alien force. Due to the large number of Xerax in the area, it's a good bet that they are to blame. It looks like the other settlements on the planet might be in trouble. Maybe it's not too late to warn them and offer assistance. You should head there quickly. New Eden's short-range sensors detect a nearby hover vessel that can help you get there quicker. The nearby hover vessel will help you reach the outlying settlements as quickly as possible. Make sure you have enough weapons and ammunition before you leave. You never know what's waiting for you. So now that power's back on and all that, we can go search for this hover vessel that's nearby. Somewhere. So this is where the scout has a better time, because the scout starts with a motorbike, whereas me as a soldier has to leg it or somehow find find this hover vessel. I mean, the hover vessel is not 100% important, but it is a quicker means of getting way up here where they are. Which that's actually really close compared to, like where I figured they might end up being. But anyway, so let's see if we can find this hover vessel that it mentions. I mean, I know where it is, but not actually where it is. Which, I mean, it's at 0, 0. So I just have to find 0, 0. And of course, this I would actually get later, but the thing is actually finished now. Because that's all I've got in the PDA, what I'm going to end up having, it'll be Survivor, New Eden, override power, find the data terminal, and then it'll say, you know, warn the outlying settlements, or, you know, something like that. And it'll progress through a greater thing, and then you'll finally leave the planet, and that's when you'll finally get the tier 2. It shouldn't take you more than, I want to say, an hour to finish all of that. But I mean, as you can see, it only took me about, you know, 20 minutes to just go through what I've done so far with that point. So this hover vessel ought to be somewhere around the center of this start biome, because if I'm not mistaken, the start biome is at 0, 0. The starter biome is a little large, so it should be somewhere around here, I believe. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong, I am occasionally wrong, but yeah. So, vegetables, veggie juice. Let's go ahead and make some veggie juice. I've got a steak and some sandwiches that I picked up out of the refrigerators. These I did get and would have gotten normally. Hold on, there. And would have gotten normally where I did, because these are to upgrade the hover vessel when I find it. Now the hover vessel is going to be upgradable automatically. Like, you can go ahead and add stuff because it is a public POI. It's a public player cord POI. So when you find it, you can claim it. If you're playing co-op, which this scenario is supposed to only be for single player or co-op, probably a little bit south from here. I don't see it though, but it could just be under the ground and needs to pop into the air, which it will do. If it's too far underground, it'll pop into the air. Let's just do a little cheaty cheat. Ints. I'm looking for that. That's and it is not at 0, 0 like I thought it was. It's a little further out. Okay, so I repositioned it then. Let us, it's at -825 and 613. Yeah, know it all occasionally wrong DM was too wordy. Yes. Specifically, it knows all the rules in Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 edition, or where to find them in which rule books, and can readily access those books to the point that he seems like he knows everything while talking online. But that was too long for a name, so I just went with KnowItAllDM. DM, of course, standing for Dungeon Master. You said just behind me. Did I find it? Yeah, because... Okay. That's -800. I'm at negative... That's like what, west, I believe? Or east? I don't know. Because that's the crashed shuttle. That's the thing that I started at. That's going to help me a little bit. I need to get to -300, which is like this direction. Now, I've got this. I don't know why I don't try to use it. I should be level 3 by now. Do these help with stamina? No. It does a little bit, but I don't want to get too cold. Let's see. It said it was at negative... Where is it? Rover. Negative 825, 613. So... I need to be going this direction. Which I think means it's on the other side of that of the crashed shuttle. The only reason that I'm actually doing the little cheaty cheat and pulling up the debug interface is just so it doesn't take forever for me to show this off to you. I could God mode and try to find it, but this I feel is a little less cheaty cheat. Okay, so that's actually going up. Okay, I need this way then, because I need the first number to go down while the second number is going up. That this... Okay. Yeah, this way. Okay. The middle number doesn't really matter. The middle number... because when I get close to it, it will pop in. Yay for asteroids hitting the ground, or I guess meteors. It's a decent ways away, and I did that on purpose because I didn't want it to be too close to New Eden, which is that direction? That direction. Okay, maybe it is that direction. Maybe it's on the other side of New Eden. I don't know. I think I did try to get it on the other side of New Eden, if I'm not mistaken. Oy. But going through this as a soldier, especially because I don't have oxygen, is a little annoying. I also plan on giving everybody some extra oxygen things. Like so. I don't know if you'll start with 5 on medium, but I'm just gonna... Because this is a major work in progress, so... well, here's the thing. The meteorites, the actual meteorites that have resources, only fall on dedicated servers. They do not fall in single player. Okay, let's see. So where is negative 800 and 600? I'm getting there. It's out this way. Also with meteorites, you have to completely dig out the resources, or almost completely dig them out. But like I said, it only works on it only works on multiplayer. So these are scattered around the area, and as you can see, They're not very nice. Ah! So there's that. I think I'm going to limit them to spawning. I might limit them to spawning minigun. Minigun Xerax. Well, he killed his own. There we go. But he destroyed the spawner that was on here. And I called these strange beacons. And you can't actually damage these unless you use like explosives or whatever. So, okay, which way was I heading? I was heading this direction, I believe. Yeah, and I made those so that you can only detect them at 100, at like less, I think it was like 50 meters or less, which is like right within their spawn distance. So, okay, so I'm almost there. Let's see, it was negative 800, 600. So I need to start heading back this direction. Can I see? Ah, there it is. I just saw it pop in because it was below the ground level. But it's not too far from New Eden. It's not supposed to be too far from New Eden. In fact, I may have made it so it always spawns near New Eden. But I don't think so, because I think with this I have to set, yeah, with the rover I have to set a specific I have to set a specific point rather than spawn near, because it can't randomly spawn. Okay, now, do I have any power? No. I'm going to have to find a way to get power. I've got those, some plant fibers, which can provide me with a little bit. But let's head back to New Eden and finish looking at it. The reason that I had it so that the strange beacons spawn in and when you're in spawn range is because if I didn't, then you would be letting them, you would be just taking them out with like a sniper rifle at a greater distance. So let's get one of those, because that'll be some sort of power. Let's see what we have in here. Well, that's gonna help. It'll reduce my armor but help me move faster. Let's not do it just yet then. Also on New Eden, I've got this set up so you can actually set this so that you can repair the blocks. And if you park your hover vessel or a small vessel on top of here, you can actually put the resources in and use the repair thing on here. Of course, you have to have the power going, so I might, let's see, I'm trying to think of a way that I can get you to almost constantly have power for your hover vessel, which I lost again. I need to claim it and name it. I think I'm going the wrong way. I need to claim the hover vessel and then, well, not so much name it, but as waypoint it. There it is. Now, here's something that you've got to be careful of. After 24 in-game hours, which it's not quite been 24 yet because this is still the first night, but after 24 in-game hours, Xerax patrols start spawning in the dunes area and around the major POIs. So the first little bit is a bit easy. The later bits, not so much. All right, let's make you private. And then registry, show private, waypoint. Okay. Yeah, I've been streaming for about an hour and 10 minutes, and my live notification just came on YouTube. That's nice, isn't it? Like, hey, he's live! But he's been live for an hour. So you missed something, yes. Now you have to go back and watch his footage. Mwah! Now, did I already... Yeah, I already looted this side. I think it's that other side that I need to loot to see if there's any power. Now, what I need... What I wish they would do is these power things here. These right here, I wish they would let you set a code on them so I can utilize it to try to give some sort of power that you can utilize for the whatchamacallit, for the hover vessel. And the name of the hover vessel, the Rover, is a temporary working name, which, why is there no waypoint set for it? I said set waypoint. I don't know. Oh, maybe because I have it set so you can only detect it within 10 meters. That's probably why. So you can't waypoint it either. That sucks. But I thought waypoints you could point forever. I don't know. It looks like you're going to have to keep track of where you parked. I might change that. Okay. So, the only power I have is that. That's nice. A little bit of sarcasm there. Looks like I might have to go and gather up some more whatchamacallums and make biofuel on the go. Except I don't have a constructor. So the things that you get to add to the rover, okay, after you get the thing saying, hey, there's a nearby hover vessel, right? After that, you get class-based additions to add to the rover. The soldier, as you saw, got the 2 Gatling guns, the ammo box, and the ammo to go in it. Let's just do this, and that'll probably last us a good 10, maybe 5 minutes. Activate movement systems, and there we go. Now we're cooking with fire. Okay. Let's just head on up here, and I might have to change the distances that these are from each other. Because right now they're extremely close to each other. But once we get there, yeah, I've got 1.1 minutes. It's going to take me a little longer than that to get there, probably. I mean, I might find a promethium deposit on the way, but I don't have a drill. So, you know, it's having an engineer really helps out, because the engineer can, you know, well, not only will the engineer be able to craft things because of his portable constructor, but he's got the drill, so he can drill for subsurface ores like the stuff. You see, like this. This would be a perfect example of why an engineer is useful. Because I could just come over here, drill this, use the portable constructor to turn it to fuel, and keep on going. Also, with an engineer, you get a constructor for the rover. As a scout, you get the little detector. Oh, that's it. That's all she wrote. So, okay. I'm going to God mode over to these things and show you guys what's up with them. So the first thing it's going to lead you to, I know right now they're a little close to each other, but the first thing it's going to lead you to is over here. Now this is going to be, this is the Agricultural Center, New Eden Agricultural Center. Let me just delete my little thing. And I'm thinking about having it relatively close to the main settlement, probably about where it is. You know, I'll probably leave it where it is. And then the other two, I'm going to have one of them be far enough away that you have to travel there again. And then the last one even further away. That way you sort of have to travel to both places, and yeah. But so once you get here, again, you can't access any of the cargo boxes. But you'll notice that the agricultural center seems to be fully functional. In fact, it is. There are even people here, and well, not a whole lot of people, but you know, there's the robots, you've got the people in here wandering around, going about their business like nothing's wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it so that somebody here is oh, I'm low on food. Let's just eat some unprocessed fruit. That's a good idea. So that, you know, you come here and talk to somebody. I'll probably have it be either one of the people in there, which I'll like turn into an administrator, or, I mean, I can't really do it with these people. I don't think. The storekeepers, I don't think you can use them as waypoints for discussion. But if you can, that'd be nice. But so you'll come here, you'll talk to them, they'll be like, nah, we hadn't seen shit. And you'll be like, oh, well, I guess, you know, this one is safe. Let's go to the next one. And then the next one will be over here, which is the New Eden research site, which of course you get over here. And as you get close, there's going to be Xerax spawning around. You're going to have to fight your way through them. And as you can see, there are already Xerax spawning. There are already Xerax spawning inside. Alright, let's get out of here. So in order to avoid them, you can really just not walk there. And, you know, it'll be like, investigate the thing, blah, 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 blah. Oh, look! There's a code here that I have to find and put in there. And if you look inside, you'll see there's a person. Alright, so there's somebody in there. And basically I'm going to have it so that somewhere in one of these places, somewhere, there's a little code, and it'll tell you the code to open this door. I don't know what the code is right now because I completely forgot. But once you get in, it'll be like, "Hey, what are you doing in here? I barricaded myself in here to hide from the Xerax when they invaded. Blah de blah de blah. They must have been after our recent find. We found a strange alien artifact in this dig site. Blah de blah de blah de blah. Go find it and kill the Xerax." So, you know, you're like, "Well, it's not here." They're like, "Well, we sent it to the research facility." Yay, research facility. And then you got to make your way over to the research facility. And this place is not filled with Xerax. On the contrary, it's going to have these people out here, like so, as you get close. And there's going to be drones overhead shooting down, and Xerax spawning, shooting at things, and well, basically these guys are going to be trying to fight the thing out. And I want to try to, I'm considering trying to find a way to get like a capital vessel that flies away, but I don't think you can just do that just yet. I'll work on it and figure it out, but yeah, so once you get to here, there's this big old fight, blah de blah de blah, things are horrible, and then you come into here. Is it into here? Or you'll have to go in somewhere and talk to someone. I might have them be like here. And they're basically like, "Yeah, we had this artifact here, but it was stolen by the Xerax who just left in their ship." And so it's basically like, "Oh darn, the Xerax are gone. Well, it's time to go." Basically, you're going to have to try to find this artifact that the Xerax stole and hunt them down and blah blah blah. And there's going to be a long storyline to go with it, but I haven't come up with it all yet. So that's the basics of what I've gotten done with this so far. And the cool thing about it is that, like I said, you're going to be able to do it co-op with different classes on the same planet. You know, so yeah, really cool. But yeah, that's it for this scenario and what I've gotten done with it so far. So I've got about, I don't know, 40 minutes left in the stream. So I'm going to head back to my creative. Let's just go ahead and delete that because I don't need that. I'm going to head back to my Oceanic creative, and I'm going to continue working on this boss room, temple boss room for the final temple in this game. All right. Sorry about that. So, now that we're here, and I've already shown this off, let's go ahead and reset these 4 are the only ones I need to manually reset right now. I think I missed one right over there. 3, and then, yeah, you. Because down here I've already reset that one, so I can just go like so. Actually, let me back out from here. Okay. There we go. So now everything is reset. Those are reset. The doors are reset. You really need to be closed. Let's do that. Those will open. I can come through here and then reset, and those will close. Okay. So now that I've got those all done, I think what I want to do next is I want to put the walls up for this thing. Now I'm considering having the walls come out to here on this side. Let me go ahead and symmetry plane it there. So that way it'll symmetrically do it left and right. Now you'll notice though that that door is not symmetrical, but right now it's the only thing in the place that's not. So that I don't really care about that because I've got that enclosed. So let's see how I want to do this here. Now these areas, I think for this, I'm gonna want to put either, all right, I'm gonna want this to come out this way to about here. Like so. And then that means that is one in front of the ramp, which means it comes out to here. Like so. And I can do that. Okay. Now, yeah, for the Tempest that I was just showing off, there will be it's meant for either single player or co-op. And with co-op, more creatures spawn because like more enemies spawn because the enemies are based on each individual player's PDA for certain mission things. The ones that just randomly spawn on the bases aren't really that important until later, of course. Okay. So we've got that in like that. If I do this, will this link them up? Yes, okay. So I can do that and link these up. Like so. Now I can just get rid of all those. And get rid of it from here back as well. I wish there was a way that you could, I mean, there is a way you can select and delete them with the selection thing, but it wouldn't delete it from the other side as well if I did that. So I wish there was a way you could do that while maintaining the symmetry. If there is, I don't know how to do it. So I could just do it like that, and then we can just go ahead and actually this, not that. All right, all those can go back, and we can now do this. Da 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 da. And then that'll go there. Okay, with this corner here, and then I will eventually turn all that down there into like it'll sort of like round out down to there, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with the bottom just yet, but it'll be something interesting. Now over here, let's do this and have this start by doing that. And then this should, that's what, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one. Let me make sure that's right, because if the 5th one is not the, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, the 5th one is still flat. Okay, so I can put this one back. Like so. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then starts here. Like so. Okay. That way I have them relatively even over here. And what I'm going to end up doing is probably I'm going to just round this part out. Because what this is, okay, this is simply there's a motion sensor right there that I needed. And so I just made the other side, you know, like equal. So, okay. Bing, bang, boom, boom. And then flippity-doo-dah, flippity-day. And then you're going to come all the way up. You're going to go all the way up. You cannot go all the way up. Okay. You're still going to go all the way up. I'm just going to have to all the way up you. I know I say a lot of things that don't really make sense, but it's okay. Okay. Now. And then at least with these here, I can just do this. Then for you, all the way across. And why not just do that to even it out? Now, did I do that with this here? I don't think so, but let's just go ahead and do that. Yeah! Okay. I can probably just fill that in later or put something there. I don't know. Anyway. So, now that we've got that, why? Why are you not? You need to be, but you are not. Why? I know why. Because I'm out of blocks. Okay. So now that we've got these encased. All right, now that we've got these encased, the quandary, big word there, hey? The quandary that we have is how we are going to get from here down to here or over there. I'm thinking that I want to use stairs, and yeah, they're just, you know, regular old stairs, but I want to have them come down this side here. Let's see if I can just do this a little bit different. If I do this, okay. All right, yeah. 1, 2, 3. And then finally here, here, and there, right? And then I put this as a wall to there. So it looks like you're coming down the side there. You're going to be more likely to forget about that, to not notice that. You'll come down, you'll go, oh, there's another ramp here, blah, 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 and might not notice this over here. Especially if I do a little something like that's not what I'm at. Flip it around. There we go. And put these like so. There. Because you'll come down, you'll be like, oh, that's just underneath there. And I might have these sort of blend into that or something. I don't know. But, I mean, just to make it so that you're more likely to come down and go around the entire thing before realizing you can simply just come into here and then go up into this little duct thing and then flip that switch and go into the boss room. Now that I've got this place encased, these here, I want these to somehow seamlessly go from this to a single corridor. I know it is possible, but I do not know how I want to do it. I do believe that I want to do this, however, and make that and this come into a wall, so that similarly to the other side, when you're going down the stair thing here, it's like next to the wall. Let's just go ahead and do that, and then make sure that it duplicated the entire thing over here, which it did. Okay, so there. Now it's like you're coming up here and all right, so let's see. You'll either be coming up or down this up to there. I might make that wall just go full wall in. I think I will do that so that it comes over to like that. So that's basically in the middle once you come up. Hey, give me those. Okay, so now that those are in the middle, right? And let me just go ahead and do that all the way over to here. Okay. And then I will similarly do it from here down to there. And that doesn't need it. Okay. So now that those are... Oh, let me reset that to close those. Because I went through the magical, you know, thingy that the sensor. Anyway, okay. So now, until you notice things, you'll be going around in a endless circle through here, looking at that, going, how do I get in here? Coming down here, and once you make a full circle, you might notice this, regardless of which way you go. And then you can come in here, you go, oh, there's a door here. That's how I get in there. How do I get in there? And you'll just completely overlook the two little things up there. The reason that you'll overlook them, let me go ahead and just do a little, what am I looking for? Maybe like either either that or that. Okay. So with this, you know, I might have that covering it up, or I might have one of these, or I might have it as one of those. So like if I had it like that, you might not notice it, especially if I did something like, oh, I don't know. Let's see, well with these, if I had like that being the wall and then I had that, you know, you might not notice that right away. Especially if like this was dark or something. Similarly, I could put, I don't know, something else there. Maybe. And a large portion of this place is not going to be oxygenated at all. You're going to have to manage your oxygen while you're in this place. So, let's see, what could I put over there? I mean, I could always do another trap door. Ooh, if I did trap door, now that's something that I could utilize. Say I did that, right? And then I went ahead and said, oh, just, you know, made it the same, right? You would never notice. You'd be like, oh, it's the wall. The wall is there. That is the wall. And then if I went ahead and did this, right, and made this activate with open doors, well, open doors is those 4 switches that opens the other trap doors as well. So unless you've switched all 4 of them, because that is that one, yes. So unless you've switched all 4 of those switches way up on the ceilings, you'll come through here, you'll never notice. You'll be like, I do not notice things. I do not see. There is nothing there. And those won't open anyway. You could blow them up. You could shoot them, but you won't notice them unless you switch those switches. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. And it is a little dark. Just like minutely. Like if you're back here, you might notice it. If you're like, you know, super observant and you're like, those are not the right colors and I fell through the floor. If you're like, those are not exactly the same color, even though they appear they might be. You know, it's, yeah. But anyway, so I think, you know, that's what I'm going to end up doing with those. And of course, this door, not opening. Not, you know, until you switch that switch, get attacked by those, blah, 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 which, let me go ahead and the ceiling in here. The ceiling in here is going to be this, because that's going to be the ceiling throughout most of the thing. So if I do that, right, and then I do that, you might not notice that. You might not. You could. It's theoretically possible, but, you know. Oh, and in here, I really need to go ahead and just do... this and that, and make all those like that, and then I'll make the walls up there the same as the walls down here. So okay, now that we've got that done, let's go ahead and make these walls like so. That way they will be sort of, you know, you'll get the sense of, oh, I'm inside a building and not, oh, I'm inside a hive, you know. All right, let's go ahead over to here and do the same over here. And that's all I should have to do in here. Over here, I could make those a little more rounded. Let me go ahead and do that with these. All right, so with these, let's do this, and then this, and then this. So it just seems a little more rounded off. Then that'll be that. Then this, and this. So that way when you come down, you're like, oh, it's sort of a roundy-ish room type thing instead of, you know, oh, look, there's blocks. While I'm at it, I should be able to do this. Let's see how that looks. Not bad. Not really good either, but not bad. If I undo that, now let's redo that, and I'll do the same to these other sides, like so. And here. And here. Okay, so that should have done it along the whole thing so that it's not as noticeable the change between that and these. Okay. Also, point of note, the monsters in the boss room will only spawn once you go in there and activate the turret. So, and you'll never see them coming because there's not going to be any spawners. You have to actually take the core out to stop them from spawning. So, you know, there's that. Of course, once you take the core out, you can start disassembling things and find your way out and all that. So, also, taking the core out means that I need to do this for you to be able to take the core out. Bam. There. Now it's damageable, so you can actually destroy it. Let me come into here and reset so that those doors are closed. Okay. Oy, it's a little bit difficult making this type of thing. So, now that we've got those done, the next thing I want to do, I don't know, I'm thinking I just fill this whole thing in here so that there's a wall here, but I'm also considering doing something a little more, what would you call it? A little bit different. Like if I went ahead and did this, that, and this, made it appear a little more, you know, like that, and then if I went ahead and did this, and then that, and that, yeah, it looks a little bit more alien designish. Okay, so let's go ahead and recreate that over here as well. There, and then there, and then there. Okay, and that should have duplicated there. And that's duplicated there. Perfect. Now we just got to do it here. And there we go. So now we've got a more alien design-ish type thing going on here. Although I wonder if it wouldn't be more alien design-ish if I had that come down to here. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What if I did this instead, right? If I had this do that, and then 1, 2, 3, right? So this sort of lets you walk up to here, even though there's really no point to that. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. And then in here I could have stuff. So let's get rid of that nonsense. And this is basically just how I build POIs. I just go like, oh, what would this look like here? What would this look like here? And just mess around until I get something that is remotely good looking. Oh, you also need to go there. There we go. So it's sort of got an organic feel to it, but it's going to be alien metal design like the rest of the like the rest of the things. I'm going to be utilizing these alone, and maybe some of that, and maybe that every now and then. Mostly these, and that way you sort of get this organic feel when you're going up and into these and coming out of them. Now, up here. Okay. What should I put over here? I'm thinking I could extend this wall out to here. And then let's see, if I got rid of that, those side things there don't make a difference at all what their shape is. So if I shaped them like this, and then that, like so, and then we could do a little bit of, let's see, put this on the outside like that. Let's just go ahead and get rid of those. I don't need those anymore. Okay, let's start with this. And then we could go ahead and fill that in. Get this up to this level. Like so. And then do that and that. Okay, and then like so. Okay. And then I'll probably have that sort of like organically curve back up or something. Just like these are gonna like organically curve back down. I might even, I don't know. But for now, it doesn't matter. What matters is this room. And then here, I'm gonna utilize these. Because these come in handy. So that's bada bing, bada boom. And then let's go ahead and put these. Come on. I know you're there. Like that. And that'll duplicate over there. And just for sake of that, let's see, that is, yeah, okay. So, there. Now we've got a room that we are going to use to get to the top. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and remove that up there, this here, and that there. All right, that's going to be going into there. So I want to leave this here, which is fine as long as yeah. So stairs coming down are going to be wedges like that. Although I could theoretically use it like instead of stairs. Yeah, you know, let's go ahead and put that back. Let's utilize an elevator. I mean, I don't use a lot of elevators, but I figure in this space temple, there's going to be elevator usage. What am I going to want to do with this? I'm probably going to want to put more of these. And the reason I'm using the armored blocks is because they're just a little bit thicker. It has nothing to do with the way that they're going to be utilized. Okay, and then down here at the bottom, this is where we're going to put a door. I like using these doors because they are a little bit slimmer and usually mesh in better. So that's how we're going to get from whatever we have going on up here to down there. Oh, and I need to there. That way, from the inside of the elevator, you can see the room you're coming down into and see out into space. So these observation walls are similar to the observation walls in the other place, although let me go ahead and make them even more similar. Let's go ahead and do this. And with those, I can't because they're the weird curvy ones, which is going to make it harder to round out things, but I'll figure it out. I might have to change some things, but if I do, there we go. Little bit more rounder so we can see out better. I may end up replacing these 3 walls with a solid block and then the 2 there and then put windows there. I don't know. But for now, we've got a little observation deck down near the bottom of the temple. And you'll be able to see into here from outside like so, but you won't be able to actually tell what's in there. But anyway, so that's a look at what I've been working on the past couple of weeks and a little bit into my building designs. Hopefully in the next week, I'll have this temple finished. It'll be the largest and last temple in the Oceania series, in the Shipwrecked series. And it will be the final temple. And once I get it finished, like I said, it's going to be like this tall. It's going to be really big. But once I get it finished and put into the game, I will upload it to the workshop. Of course, I'll have a big, you know, I'm uploading it video and, you know, whatever. But for now, that's going to be it for this stream. I hope everybody watching enjoyed the streams. If you did, hit the like button. Thank you for sticking with me through the past couple of weeks. They've been a little bit low on content. But starting this coming week, I should have more videos, if not once a day, once every other day or so. I've started the multiplayer Empyrion with Captain Adonis, for those of you who are interested in watching that. And I'll be hopefully continuing my own single player. As for Raft, I've just not really been into it with all the stuff I've been doing with Empyrion and everything, working on these custom scenarios and all. I've just been having a lot of fun, but hopefully, if things go right, in the next week or two, maybe 3, I will be getting No Man's Sky and playing that single player, multiplayer, I don't know yet, but I'll be getting the game and probably playing with Captain Adonis and them for a while, or, you know, doing my own thing. I haven't decided. I'll figure it out once I do get the game, but that's just an update. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more Empyrion Galactic Survival, go ahead and subscribe. I'm KnowItAllDM, and as always, y'all have a good day now.